I've got my book here. I've still got all my markers in it, and I've got all my animations done. I've got everything in the folder where it belongs. There are my animations, there are my audio recordings, and there are my pictures. As I was looking at my audio recordings, I noticed I have a couple that are like out of order, and I figured out why, because I wrote PG instead of page. So I'm going to take a moment and fix that quick. All right, you were in the middle of a project, so I'm going to click up on the projects button. I'm just going to say okay to that because that's not important. I'm going to click the create new button. I'm going to say movie. I'm going to click on the import media button. Oh, by the way, before I do that quick, just so you have an idea, there's 10 steps to this. So we're starting at step 1, insert media into the iMovie. So I'm clicking on my import media button, go on to Krull. I did this earlier, so just so you don't think I'm ahead of you. I went to my animated story folder, and I'm not going to open any of the folders. If I just sit right here and say open it, import selected, it will go inside of each folder and grab what I need, which is awesome. So here I sit. I've got all my pictures, all my animations, and all my audio files. I've imported my media. Step 2, first one done. Put photos and animations in order. Here we go. So here are my photos. Add, 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 add. Keep going until you got them all in there. Because I had them named, they're going to be in order. Okay, I've got them all the way down here. And then I'm going to open my book, and I'm going to go through my book and just make sure that I have them in the right order. There's my cover. That's my page 2. That's my page 3. I'm going to pause right there and you make sure yours are in order too. I've done that. Go take the Ken Burns effect off. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to click on one down here, do a Command A so it selects the whole thing. Go to cropping and make sure I'm on fit. You'll be on Ken Burns. Make sure you're on fit. That was an easy step. Add a transition between each photo. So go into transitions. Start having some fun and actually think about how the story plays out. So this one, it would make sense that I would do an open circle between here because I want it to open to the story. And then maybe the next time I want it to look like it's going to turn the page. And so when I go to the next one, I'm going to move my settings down here slightly. Go about halfway over here. I'm just going to let it look like it's turning the page. That's super cool. So you go through and you get some transitions in. You need one between each one. I'll pause. Okay, I've got a transition between each one. Double checking that that's true. Yes, it is. Go to my next step. And, oh, I got that one done. Put in animations. Okay, so back to my media. So when I have this animation clicked, I can hit the Get Info button here, and it tells me the name of this, Animation 7 and 8. So I know I'm going to go to page 7, 8 down here, and I'm going to look in my book, page 7, 8, there it is, and I'm just going to drop this animation on top of this photo and see how it takes over. See, that one is my Get Info. that one's my animation. Let's make sure. Yep. And this one is just my plain photo. So I'm going to delete my plain photo. So I can go all the way to page 1516. Is that my page 1516? It sure is. Grab that, drop it right on top. And then that animation will be in there. And I'll get rid of my photo. This, and you get the idea. Go put your animations in. A transition in between yet? We will cover that later. All right, back to my notes. Put my audio files in order. So, and I want you to note the next one. Lengthen each photo as needed. This is where your biggest editing is going to come along. So here's my first audio file. That says it's page 1, page 2. So I'm going all the way back to page 1, page 2, and I'm going to drop it underneath. Notice how I'm attaching it. Super duper important here. You want it attached so that green bar is right there, and you want it connected to this. And then notice I talk longer than the photo. I have to lengthen the photo to match the time it takes me to talk. Otherwise, I will cut off it. Let me just hit play there so you see what I mean.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'll put the next one in and I won't lengthen it and you'll totally get it. Get info. That is page 34. Take it down here. Connect it right to the beginning. And I'll hit play.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. By the way, do you know what I want?
Whoops. See how it goes to the next one? That's why I have to take the time to lengthen this to be the length. I better go back to a smaller setting again. There we go. Lengthen this to be the same length as the green. I'll do one more and then I'm going to pause and let you work. So I clicked on here. I go to get info. This is page 5 and 6. Pick it up, drag it down, make the bar line up directly. Notice this one, the bar didn't line up directly. That's because I got blank space in here. And it knew that, and so it lines it up here. Grab my photo, make it just as long till they match. And then I'm going to keep going. When I'll do the next one because that's an animation. Let's make sure this is the right one. Page 7-8. Page 7-8. Okay. This is where you're just going to have to be picky and take your time. So I go grab this animation and I just keep putting it in until there's enough of them to cover my whole talking. Looks like I need one more. One more yet. There we go. So we'll play this.
Puppy! Puppy, puppy, puppy.
All right, you get the idea. Back up and review all of that if you need to. But now go get your audios lined up with your book. That's going to take you a good chunk of time.